Hi, Whiskey Hobbit here, and today I'm reviewing Miyagikyo, knowledge statement. So, this particular Japanese whiskey was a direct sort of replacement for the 10-year-old Miyagikyo, which used to exist, but I think they discontinued it in around 2015 along with the Uichi 10. It might have been a bit before that, I can't remember now, but I remember when I started working, I never saw it and it just didn't ever pop on the shelves. And the same with the Uichi 10 had only just been discontinued, so I don't know the exact time it was finished. But yeah, it's a surprisingly good non-age statement whiskey. I mean, it's £75 roughly for a bottle. I think that's okay, considering that it's very good and they've done a very good whiskey. They've made a really good whiskey with it. It's just what there is this sort of thing where for £75 I can get like an 18-year-old single malt from Scotland. I could get a cask strength whiskey from Scotland. I could get a lot. I'm not saying Japanese whiskey isn't worth anything. I'm not saying it's not good. It's just, unfortunately, because of the availability and the way they're dealing with everything and the money, it's kind of making. I mean, yeah, you can just see prices of anything with an age statement from Japan are ridiculous, and even the stuff that doesn't have an age statement is expensive. So it's kind of a shame, really, because it's making Japanese whiskey quite unapproachable for most people. There's a couple of good ones. This one, if I'm honest, is probably one of my favourite ones. There's obviously the Nikka Black, the Nikka blended whiskey, kind of like a small dumpy bottle. It's 50 cl, and that's about £45. That's not bad, to be honest. It's possibly got, I think it does have a bit of Ben Nevis in there, from what I remember, because Nikka owns Ben Nevis. So they were like, well, we'll just mix that in with our whiskey because we don't have the same laws as Scotland does when it comes to making whiskey. So yeah. But anyway, let's just get on with this. I haven't tasted this in a little while, but I remember it being really good. Okay, so on the nose, it's got quite a light orangey sweetness to it. Kind of like jelly baby, fruity, kind of juicy sweetness. It's nice. It's really nice. So this is from Miyagikyo, which is one of the two main distilleries. I don't think they've got any other distilleries in Japan. If they do, it's ones that I can't think of off the top of my head. So Nikka, they have Miyagikyo and Uichi. And Uichi is the one where you get the smoky stuff from. Miyagikyo is no smoke whatsoever. But it's really good. So yeah, it's got quite a sweet spiciness to it. Kind of jammy fruitiness. It becomes a lot more kind of initially spicy, and then from there sort of veers off into this kind of juiciness to it. Again, you're getting this chocolatey oranginess to it. It's really good. Yeah, you're getting quite a lot of interesting flavours in there. It is 45%, so I'm going to just add a little bit of water to it. I don't think it needs much water, but it certainly does help. I mean, because with the water, the spiciness and the sort of slight sharpness to it has really died down already on the nose. So I do have a distillery exclusive whiskey. Where is it? Can't remember I think it's a Yuichi. I need to check. It might be Miyagikyo actually. I can't remember now. Yuichi or Miyagikyo. Well, it's going to be one of them, isn't it? But yeah, it's one of those which my manager from my work got for me when he went to Japan. It's distillery exclusive. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. Really good. So yeah, I mean, if you're ever in Japan and weren't thinking of going to distillery, I don't know why you wouldn't. Definitely do. Also, speaking of Japanese whiskey, I just want to recommend this book. It's called The Way of Whiskey. It's by Dave Broom. I don't know if you can see that all right there. Yeah, this is absolutely amazing. It's so well written. The photography in there as well is stunning, and it's just such a beautiful book. It's really good. My friend got me that for Christmas. I wasn't really expecting it. I was kind of tempted to buy it because I saw Dave Broom talking about it on Twitter. But yeah, it's definitely worth buying and reading. It's excellent. But anyway, back to Miyagikyo. So I've added some water, left it for a little while. Kind of reminds me of like a fruit and nut bar. But the nuts aren't really that obvious. It's a fruit and nut bar for people who don't particularly care for nuts, if they even exist. I don't know if that's a thing. It's become almost slightly oily and creamy with that water. The spiciness has died quite a bit. It's a lot more rich and sherried and fruity. Yeah, it's very nice. It's got quite a nice finish. It's not particularly interesting in terms of the finish. It's just kind of like a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of heat, a little bit of spice, and then just done. Doesn't last too long. Yeah, that's, I think, a really nicely put together whiskey. For £75, it's sort of one of those things where I would recommend trying it first, because if you don't, you might not be 100% pleased with what you bought. But I think it's worth it. I think it's pretty good. £75 for a single malt from Japan nowadays isn't actually bad. I'm going to give this, I think, an 8.5. It's very nice. I prefer some of the other Japanese whiskies I've tried that are available and of a similar price. The Yuichi the Yuichi non-age statement that they've got out, that's a bit cheaper, about £2-3 cheaper, and that's very, very nice. So I might push that up at the scales a little bit, if I'm honest. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I've got to say about this. And if you fancy an interesting, tasty, fruity Japanese whiskey, it's definitely worth it. But so that's my review for today. I'm going to try and keep on this and try and do more reviews. So my next review, if you hold on just 1 second. Yeah, it's a Yuichi. So this is the bottle I got, a Yuichi Sweet and Sherry. Can you see that? Yes, you can. There you go. So I'll be reviewing that probably in the next episode. I'm not doing episodes. Next video. There we go. And I'm just going to keep trying to do stuff. The only problem I've got with these videos is I wanted them to be varied and like different reviews of different styles of whiskey. The problem with that is I don't generally have a giant selection of whiskey. And my favourite kind of whiskey is smoky whiskey. So generally speaking, I will have a smoky whiskey to review, but nothing else. I've got a lot of smoky whiskey. So be prepared that there's going to be quite a few smoky whiskey reviews, and hopefully that's all right with you. Until next time.